How's it going, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to the Idiot Savants podcast. I am Gavin. This is Riley and Austin. And we're just gonna take a couple moments, tell you a little bit about ourselves, and then we'll just get rolling on to talking about some random ass topics. Sweet. Riley, do you want to start?
Yeah, sure. My name's Riley. I was born in Memphis, Tennessee. Moved to Florida when I was really young. Went to middle school, elementary school, high school in Florida. Um, when I was in high school, I worked full time as a line cook. I did saute, I did flat top, I did gardige. I did pretty much everything in the kitchen. Became really familiar with the food service industry. I'm now currently a college student. I am a pre-med major, and I am a full-time Twitch streamer. I'm a Twitch partner, and I also
Plug
do
that shit,
YouTube
baby.
content. Twitch.tv/War Machine.
Yeah, there we
That's it,
go.
baby.
Don't you have a YouTube too?
Yes, War Machine is just the YouTube. So
Yeah, no underscore, right?
no underscore. No more underscore. The underscore's gone.
Damn. It will be solely missed.
Yeah.
Austin, let's hear about the
Uh,
Winn-Dixie man himself.
Oh yeah, I don't do much of anything. I live near Tallahassee, Florida. I'm turning 22 in a few days.
Woo.
I work at a grocery store, which is pretty much the most worthless thing you can do with your life. And I go to
Somebody's
school
gotta
at
start
Florida
the day.
State.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got to do what you got to
to
do. Got to get through
Yeah.
college.
Yeah.
But I go to school at Florida State, majoring in political science and minoring in philosophy, and I should have my bachelor's in spring. That's about it. I don't produce any content besides this.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Similar story for me as well. Although I do stream on Twitch sometimes to my very loyal 0 viewers.
I'm there.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
He's
one
there.
viewer.
He is there. I'm there sometimes, depending on the day.
I go to school at a community college in Tennessee. It's a volunteer state community college. I almost forgot it for a second there. That shows you how awesome it is. Woo. I work at a Amazon warehouse in Nashville for Daddy Bezos. I'm actually wearing a shirt right now. Amazon shirt. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Fucking hate that place.
Yeah, they actually got some fly ass shirts. That's a lot better than the shirts that we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got that Amazon merch,
I
man.
just
It's
got
hooking you
another
up.
shirt recently as well. I do some freelance like video editing work and 2D animation stuff like that on the side whenever I can land it. So, but yeah, just a bunch of gamers, and we decided to get together, make a podcast, and just start talking about random stuff. Hopefully, see where it leads. Maybe have some guests on in the
plethora.
future. Yeah, a plethora.
Plethora.
A plethora of
Man
topics.
popped out the dictionary to write the
Yeah.
YouTube
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Merriam-Webster.
Did you guys like that? That was a sick bio. That was straight
Yeah, it
coming
was
from the
pretty
fucking
good.
five
It
head
was-
right here, baby.
It was pretty good. The first thing I want to talk about is what games y'all have been playing recently.
Oh wow, that wasn't forced at all. I'll tell you what I've been playing recently though. I've been playing Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, everybody's
that-
pretty pissed, huh?
Yeah, that is not a sponsor, by the way. That is just I've just been enjoying playing Cyberpunk 2077 quite a lot.
Are you saying that because you paid for it, or are you saying that because you actually enjoy it?
I received the product for free, but let me just tell you, I have very much been enjoying playing Cyberpunk 2077. It is
What about you, Wilfred?
Pretty
It is
fun. I've been
pretty
playing it too.
controversial though.
Your playthrough,
It is
Gavin,
very
looked,
controversial.
your playthrough, Gavin, looked a lot better than mine though, because like I was playing a like a run around LMG build. The level design in that game is just not made for you to run and gun. It's
Oh,
just
no.
not fun that way. And
Yeah.
maybe it's because I play all RPGs like in a stealthy mode, but it just was not fun. I actually restarted a Corpo character because I was watching you play it, and it just looked so much more fun to hack your way through stuff.
Yeah, I actually like initially was not gonna do stealth, but then I realized how much damage I was putting out with like the crits and like the sneak attack multipliers on headshots and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I'll just put a couple of perk points into there. It seems to be doing the trick pretty well. But you
Yeah,
have, oh sorry,
I
go
don't know
ahead.
if anybody balanced that game.
I
mean,
don't
let's
know
be honest,
either.
did they really finish anything?
Yeah, I've been abusing
I mean,
the hell out
do
of
you
some
guys feel as
exploits.
if it was rushed? Do you guys feel as if it was rushed, like everybody else is complaining about?
It's
Yeah.
kind of hard for me to say because I'm playing it on like a 3080 i9 PC, so like
Here's the problem with that game.
But in terms of content and bugs,
No, so like content wise, I feel like there's quite enough content in there for multiple playthroughs. Like I'm still on my first playthrough and I'm like 30 something hours in. It's just like there's like a long list of things to do. The problem is that this is a similar case for like No Man's Sky. You have like a massive community in the video game industry that just loves to get behind developers for AAA titles and stuff like that. They just overhype the hell out of it. And it kind of put them in a really poor spot to where after multiple delays, if they delayed it again after like what 3 or 4 delays, I mean that would have been like
oh my gosh,
the
people
end
would
of
have
it.
lost their minds.
Yeah.
I would say like I think it's really good what I played of it. Like I'm like 3/4 of the way through probably of the main story. I think it's really good and really fun, and I haven't encountered any of the game breaking bugs. Like there have been some visual stuff, so like a cell phone floating or something like that, but
Yeah, or naked T-posing character models riding motorcycles.
Yeah.
I've only ever gotten one T-pose, one NPC T-pose. So like I really haven't had any
That's
like,
pretty good.
crazy. Yeah, I haven't had any crazy poor experience. So
I haven't either.
I hear the console players are having a tough time. I hear it's
yeah.
not doing good on the base
Yeah.
PS4.
Yeah, specifically the previous gen. Yeah, those. I mean, honestly, like if you think
What do you
about it,
expect?
what do you expect? You know, like cough up the money. You know, it's time to move on. You know, we're
What
moving in.
NPC
what-
gamers we sound like.
What year is the PS4 on now?
It's 7 years
What-
old.
It's
seven
very-
years
Seven
yeah.
years old.
Yeah.
So like a lot of PS4 owners,
So
those are probably like release day PS4s, right? So you got
We're
to
talking
think
about.
like,
Let's see.
Yeah,
When
that's
did the 10 series graphics cards come out? Like right around.
oh
then,
wow,
right?
right around the time the PS4 came out. And
Yeah,
that's like
so,
the
I
best
mean-
series of graphics card. I mean, like if you have a 1080 Ti, you're still going strong right now. So
Yeah,
it's
so-
like I think it was, I think it's just in those 7 years, if you weren't looking for a better option or your next move and you like feel passionate about gaming and stuff, I think you made a really big mistake, honestly.
But not a lot of people have the money to,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
the base
obviously.
the base PS4 was $300, and then like the
It's
PS4
like
Pro was
it's like $400, right?
was it 400? I don't know. It's
Yeah,
been so
yeah.
long
Maybe
ago.
350 or 400, I'm not sure.
But
Yeah, I have not. I have a PS4 just trapped inside my closet right now. Maybe it'll come out one day, but that like the last time I played it, it was like a fucking rocket shuttle taking off. Like I'm
Yeah,
pretty
it
sure
sounds
my
like
desk
Apollo
was.
11.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my desk was vibrating like
I
vigorously.
use mine to play
Yeah.
YouTube at night so I can go to sleep. That's all I use mine for now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
So,
Um,
but the cyberpunk issue, I feel like there's two company approaches, right? So you have, what company did Cyberpunk? I'm not sure. I haven't really played
CD
it.
Projekt Red.
People
Okay,
who
so
made the
CD
Witcher
Projekt
series.
Red.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So I think you have companies like Rockstar, for example, that have games like GTA 5, which came out with 2013
That
maybe?
came out on the PS3.
Yeah, it's been out for a while.
So what was it like 2012 then, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been like 8 to 10 years.
Yeah, so game's a huge success. I mean, there's no reason for them to not come out with 6. But then you ask yourself, and all these like E3 game releases and all of this stuff, why are they not hinting anything at GTA 6? And I think it's because they don't want to make the same mistake that a lot of these other AAA game companies are making, and they're like releasing little tidbits and overhyping their supporters. And I think in the end it really like rushes their product in a sense. I think like companies like Rockstar have a brilliant approach where they're taking their time, no rush. No one even knows the stuff's in development. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, do you
Well,
guys
you-
think that maybe CD Projekt Red should have done that or what?
You've got to realize like two things. First of all, like Cyberpunk was hinted at like over 6 years ago. Like when the
And it
PS3
had been in
came out.
development like for at least a couple years
Yeah.
before they handed it. Yeah.
Second of all, GTA is a little bit different because like Rockstar makes so much money off of GTA Online that they don't want to make another game. They don't need to. They make so much money off of GTA Online because there's still such a huge like revenue sink with like shark cards and like microtransactions and expansions and shit. Like they don't need to make another game. Like The Witcher 3, like the problem, like CD Projekt Red made a lot of money off that game, but they can't coast on it forever because at the end of the day, like they
Right.
put out a finite experience.
Yeah.
So okay, interesting.
I was just going to expand on Riley's point a little bit. I was actually talking about this earlier today. A lot of developers now, they'll be working like on games, and they'll hopefully not be clamoring over words like I am right now. I completely forgot what the fuck I was going to say. Oh, yeah, they'll be like working on titles or whatever, and then releasing like teaser trailers and stuff within like a year of development or whatever, overhyping the product completely. Whereas you'll have like indie developers are working on games pretty like not really marketing or promoting it all that well at all, I guess intentionally, but like they'll be working on games for like a really long time and then they just come out and they're like sleeper hits. Like the community
Like
loves
Among
them.
Us.
Yeah, or well,
Yeah,
I
Among Us was
get
big. My favorite game I played this year was like Outer Worlds, which is still like a
yeah.
AA game, but like that was uh, like by far my favorite experience that I got through this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
See, it's hard for me because like I don't, I do play single player games. Like my favorite is probably like the Elder Scrolls series. I'm not as big as them. I'm not as big into them as you guys are, obviously. So I don't like find myself like overhyping, and like throwing hours and hours away into these single player games. So like it's hard for me to like really, I guess like understand, like CD Projekt Red's approach to their game. But like what really does catch my eye is like when back when like around their initial first release, and this happens to a lot of gaming companies where it's talking about how they're forcing their workers to work overtime, like 6 days a week, 12 hours, and people go,
You're talking
oh
about
well,
crunch.
yeah. So basically, yeah, I think believe that's the correct like word for it.
Yeah,
They're basically, yeah.
Jason Schreier does a lot of reporting on crunch and like because he has a lot of industry connects. This is he used to write for Kotaku and I think he writes for Bloomberg now, but he's like a big
Wow.
investigative journalist on crunch and stuff now. And he said it was really bad at CD Projekt Red for the past
Right.
months and
So
months.
when you take these workers and like you basically, it's more of like an ethical question, right? So like you have two sides of the argument. So let's say I tell my workers they need to work 6 days a week, 12 hours, and I'm paying them OT, right? So that's time and a half. Some people are going to be like, well, they're making time and a half. Who cares? Right. But I think that people don't understand that you're telling them you're either working 6 days a week, 12 hours, or you lose your job. Right. So what do you guys think that like do you guys think that affects the end product at all? Do you think that encourages, corners to
Uh,
be cut, stuff
I,
like that?
I guess it really just comes down to like I feel like if you're gonna be like implementing like crunch development or production like tactics, like you have to have a team behind the product that's like really passionate about it, or else they're just not gonna be on board with it in the first place. They're just gonna
Right.
walk away. You know what I mean? Like in the other instance, I guess most recently where this happened was the Last of Us 2 with Naughty Dog. That
Mhm.
was like a big like super controversial, right? Like they were there was multiple articles and headlines that were just like ripping into them for
Well, Naughty
overworking
Dog's
their
been really bad
employees.
about it since the Uncharted series. Like taken heat
Yeah.
for crunch for a long time. It's just recently become like this really big issue. The crunch has.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I feel like from an outside perspective, it's one of those things as consumers and just people who are like enthusiastic about the products or like uh it's easy to like be quick to jump the gun and just judge the companies and the developers for overworking employees and stuff, but it's like the product's not going to come out. Like it's not going to come out if certain steps aren't taken uh with the development team to just like push towards
Right.
like completion. It's just like it's hard to comprehend because your average consumer is just not making a video game. Like
Yeah.
it's like something that seems relatively simple, but like especially with these like AAA titles, it's like it's very.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I can't
Take
imagine how
yeah.
grueling it is. Like,
Well,
People like Jason Schreier have like advocated for the industry. First of all, like one of the big things that he talks about in all of his articles is no forced overtime. So people who want to come in and do overtime and do crunch time.
yeah.
And the second one, and this is like a major one for basically any industry that has work practices that are sketchy, is like unionization. Because like video game developers have no unionization. I remember I listened to him talk. He hosted a podcast called Kotaku Split Screen. I think he's doing something else now because he left Kotaku. But he was talking about he had somebody on. He was talking about how they'll bring in these freelancers to come in and do some work, but they'll overwork them, they'll underpay them, and then they'll kick them back out.
Mhm.
And it's just like this revolving door of getting these like super small freelance artists and
but
like taking advantage of them.
that's actually
So it's
relatively
like they're like
common.
contractors. Like they're like contractors basically, but for video
Yeah.
games.
But that's
Yeah.
like that's very apparent in multiple entertainment industries. Like for instance, you take me for instance, like just being like like in like working for an animation company and stuff, I'm always and will always be a freelancer. I could expand my skills and it probably would not matter. It's hard to get on board with like certain studios and stuff, like, for like a full-time position. It's just like
Right,
there needs
right.
to be a
But
consistent, streamlined source of work and stuff, and
yeah,
it's much easier to
the,
just call in freelancers and just, you know what I mean?
yeah, that's where I think a big problem arises, right? If I can call in this freelance artist that can't get a big, that can't get a full-time job at a AAA company, and I can pay them, you know, 20 instead of 40 an hour, and I can crunch a lot of work out of them. What is the incentive for me to not crunch my employees? What is the incentive for these game developers to, not overwork their employees and not crunch them? You know what I'm saying? It kind of it's really shitty, honestly, because it just kind of puts developers in a really bad position, as if it's already not a hard industry to enter, and get like a good position in, that pays super duper well for like the amount of work you're doing and stuff. So yeah, I just think overall it's really shitty, and I don't think that video game production is like the only industry that sees like this crunching. You know what
No,
I'm saying?
no,
Like,
yeah.
No, it's
yeah, like,
definitely not.
yeah. And
It's definitely
it's
not.
everyone, but unfortunately, like it's a lot more like riveting to me since it's video games, because it's like, if if it's something like a necessary industry, for example, like let's say like a food packing plant, crunching makes a little more sense. And a food, I mean, I think that's more of a moral argument, but I think that crunching makes a little more sense in like an area like that than it does a video game. Um, so yeah, that's like a big moral thing for me, and that's why I'm like super turned off by AAA games, because I just kind of know what goes into the background. Yeah, pretty much.
I'm not like personally, I don't take offense to like utilizing crunch development tactics. I feel like it's like one of those things where when you have like a very large scale of ideas and ambitions and ideas for like for a project like of that size, I feel like at some point it's going to be completely necessary, especially towards the ends of like the end of the development cycle, when you're about to be pushing the product on the market, and it's like you have all this hype being built up and stuff. It's like it's almost going to be like uncommon to not see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, like
I
I
think the
definitely get
medium
it. Like
here.
launch week is big, stuff like that.
hmm
Yeah.
I think the medium here is like, once again, probably just unionization, and make sure like the channels of communication are more clear. Make sure that overtime isn't not like, oh, you got to work 60 hours this week and sleep at the
Hmm.
office, you're going to lose your job. Or like make sure you're getting compensated well, and there's like, what's really hard for an individual, because if an individual stands up to CD Projekt Red and goes, well, I'm not going to work 80 hours this week for your fucking game, they're going to be like, okay, we'll see you.
Yeah.
Right.
Right,
And,
like
and and
good
the
luck
worst part
finding a
about it
job. Yeah.
the worst part about it is that these senior designers get royalties based off the games being sold a lot of the time, how much the product sells. They are not royalties, but they get like bonuses based on sales percentages.
Yeah.
So if you get fired at the end of a development cycle, like, you might lose out on it.
You might get fucked out of your royalties.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I feel like it's like one of those things where when you look at it from an outside perspective, it's just like it seems like the worst thing ever. But if we were actually like on the inside, like on the development team and stuff, like those people have to be relatively passionate to just like to
Yeah,
stick
but
through it, just to, like see it through. Because
but I just really hate a work culture that's surrounded by like, if you're passionate about a product, you'll work hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I really like hate the idea of the fact that whoever the hell owns CD Projekt Red is basically exploiting workers off the fact that they're passionate about a product. Like, does that make sense to you guys? Like, does that make sense to you, Austin?
I don't.
yeah.
I feel like they recognize that it's not going to be an easy task, especially leading up to the launch date. Like they know like there's going to be, and they're being compensated for it too. So it's like I mean, at any point they could just say, like this is, I can't do this. This is too much. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the problem with that though is it's going to be really hard for them to find another job in the industry.
Especially at a
I don't,
AAA.
I disagree, because they could land so much freelance work for any other studio, or like not even just within the video game industry, but like they can utilize their
Right.
skills in like any other
Well,
entertainment
once
aspect.
again, like
It's
the only
freelance a guaranteed salary though. That's also a real question.
But
the only thing
if
that I
you're
have
sorry, go
to
ahead.
go off of is like Jason Schreier's reporting, where he says like a lot of these people who stand up to these like poor working conditions get blackballed from like all the major
Yeah,
publishing
Yeah.
companies.
yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I've never like looked into it personally. All I know is like I know Jason Schreier is like the leading reporter on this thing, and I kind of take his word.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
for
Because
sure.
I do feel like though if you're able to have a sustainable income as a freelancer, then I feel like that should be fine enough. If you're able to go out and work like land multiple clients and stuff, you should be getting like a reasonable, consistent income. You should never really have to worry about like, I mean, in that field, you probably are always going to have to be doing like crunch time and stuff on projects and stuff. Like the past project I just did, like it was just like a simple video editing and like slight animation. But I mean, I put in a lot of fucking hours for that, and it was just like at some point it was just like, oh my goodness. But
we
Yeah.
also have to realize, like, because we're not seeing the business side, we also got to realize, like, from a tech industry, like your cutting edge graphics that you have everybody crunching on, like if you were to extend that to another year so that people wouldn't have to crunch, then those graphics wouldn't be cutting edge anymore, right? Because like if
Right.
Cyberpunk came out a year from now, then it wouldn't be nearly as visually impressive. Or like,
Right.
and
Yeah.
let me just say, like, I don't know if I'm an anomaly here, but I personally was not impressed by the graphical or like presentation for Cyberpunk. I didn't think it was anything special on that spectrum. I really appreciate like the all the amount of content in the game. I think that alone is like an achievement for it, but and like just the scale and the size of it. But as far as like graphics go, I'm not like incredibly impressed.
I
Yeah.
thought it
It
looked
just
like
feels
a
like a
pretty good
triple A.
game.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great. Don't get me wrong. Like the environment and like the architecture and like stuff like that. It looks really cool. Um, but like player models, NPC animations, facial animation, the way that hair is outside of all of that outside of cutscenes is just it doesn't seem like a triple A title that should be released in 2020, that type of thing. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel like a step forward for the next.
Well, yeah, I think something we also need to consider as well is like when these games are in productions for, 8 to 10 years, it really starts to make you think 8 to 10 years ago, what did we consider peak graphics?
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
how many
like,
iterations
ye
has this
right.
product gone
That's what I'm
through?
yeah,
saying, man. Like,
yeah.
that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, they could have finished this product in 4 years, but then they spent the next 4 years just constantly updating you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, eh, that's something, because it seems like every single year, there's a new there's a new graphics innovation, there's a new graphics car, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Hmm.
like how fast is this technology developing in comparison to how fast can these companies get out these games? And
Yeah,
like where do they find where do they find a middle ground?
and
I
that's
will say that Cyberpunk is probably the best utilization of the ray tracing feature that I've seen yet in a game. And it
y-
looks really fucking good.
I mean, I feel like the ray tracing is like it's a cool feature and everything, but I don't feel like it's like that indistinguishable from just the base version of the game. Am I crazy? Like,
Yeah, it's pretty fucking good. It looks pretty good. I
no,
mean, so what ray tracing does is it takes your light particle effects and like in real time calculates their physics, so you get
yeah.
like accurate to real light
No, I mean,
fragmentation of light. It looks
I'm
super
sure.
fucking good.
Yeah, no, it looks great, but it's as far as like, I don't think it doesn't feel like it's like do you experience any like FPS drop off at any point when you're running it with ray tracing?
No, so there also another really good thing about Nvidia is their dynamic super sampling thing that they have out, or the like the DLSS or whatever. That
Hmm.
shit's really fucking good too. Like on all the games I've utilized it in, I've been extremely surprised about how well it works. So like I play it completely on ultra, which once again I have like a 1% PC, so but I play it all the way on ultra and I stay above 70 pretty much all the time unless like some
Hmm.
fuck shit's going on.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
I don't play with it. I did see some video footage and it looked really nice. So
You also got
I
to
think
realize that YouTube compresses the fuck out of those images, so it doesn't
yeah,
even
mhm.
look. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Like you'd actually have to just like see it in real
yeah.
time. Yeah, but that's
I
crazy
think like
though. It's like
another interesting point to be made is sorry, but I think another interesting point to be made is how like there's these AAA games that spend 8 to 10 years in development, and then you just have like these absolute like indie game like pop culture phenomenons like like Among Us, for example. I don't know the exact, revenue comparisons, but I can imagine if we were to take a ratio of, the capital that was input to making the game to to the revenue of the game at, and like its highest selling quarter, I could imagine that Among Us just absolutely destroys Cyberpunk. And so, that's like another thing, right? Is it's like,
You ready for
are
a
these
hot
like
take?
triple? Okay, yeah, I'm ready. Let's
Among
hear
Us
it.
is bad.
Among Us is a fucking garbage game.
Yeah, it's not a good game.
Literally,
So
literally
okay,
all it
so
is
okay,
is
hold
like
on, hold on.
It's a
Because
bad game in the sense that no,
so
hear me out. It's a bad game in the sense like I guess like in a subjective fashion, like Austin and I don't enjoy playing it, but it is it's a game that is able to provide content for like years to
right.
come. Yeah.
So this is
yeah,
what
it's like
because you
Among
guys
Us
are
is like
AAA
Monopoly.
junkies. I don't okay. You guys are video game. What's the word? You're very picky with your video
Enthusiasts? I don't
games.
know.
No.
Connoisseurs?
You're more than
Connoisseurs.
no. Okay, yeah, that's a good way to put it. So like,
Thank you.
unfortunately, the warm feeling that customers get when they're playing a video games doesn't fucking pay the company any more money. You know what I'm saying? So like when you have these games like Among Us that one are easy to play, two are really cheap. What is it, like $3 on Steam right now?
Something like that.
Fucking what else? They're on every single platform. You can play that shit on mobile.
Yeah.
You can get on your phone right now and download an app and join your friend's code, and you can have fun. I mean, it depends on how much.
I
fun each
think I
person
think
can
they've
have.
done a great job as
So
far as like a design
right,
goes. Yeah.
and I think there's something to be said that like that's important for
Absolutely.
games
Yeah.
like Cyberpunk. It's important for another example is Fortnite. We all three of us fucking hate Fortnite. I can tell you that right now. Like I don't even have to ask these two if they hate that game, but unfortunately, I think fortunately and unfortunately, games like that,
I hate any
like
game that I can get shit on by a 12-year-old.
That's why I stopped playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But I think there's points to be made, right? It's like there's certain points in the video game industry that are just so interesting, right? It's like how can a game like Among Us have a more profitable quarter than a game like Cyberpunk where you're crunching? You have hundreds of people working on this game.
I don't
Working
know. It
60
hasn't really
hour
made more
weeks.
profits entirely. Like I don't know what its
I
profit
mean,
margin's in.
I can't
It's selling
imagine
for
if it,
$3. It's not like
Well, they've
Right,
added
right.
quite a few microtransactions for
Yeah,
like
they-
cosmetics and
Right.
stuff. Plus,
But,
it's like
you know,
nonstop exposure from streamers and
Yeah, I mean
Yes.
that's the
content
thing
creators.
that blew up the
in
game.
terms
Like,
in terms of overall revenue, highly doubtful that a $3 game, sold more copies / made more money, not profit wise, just like total revenue wise. But I can almost promise you, without looking it up. In fact, I'll look it up in a second. I can almost imagine that Among Us has a way higher revenue than something like Cyberpunk does, because like the
Yeah, probably.
capital input is so low. I mean, like it's probably like who made Among Us? Probably like some indie game company with like 10 dudes sitting in a basement. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just something I
I
think
don't
is
know.
interesting.
I
agree.
just think like Among Us I guess is like cool to play with people, and like it really blew up because like it was something that was really easy for streamers to play together.
Yeah.
But like the thing that makes that game are the people who you're playing it with. Like the game itself is just like
It's a catalyst for just like exploring just like the social aspect of gaming. Like
Yeah,
it's just
I mean,
like
it's-
No,
there.
that's a great way to put it. Actually,
Yeah.
that is an absolutely great way to put
So
it.
I mean that's cool, but it's like Among Us
yeah.
is never something I'll play by myself. It's never something I'll play with one other person. It's never something I'll play with two other people.
Yeah.
It's like
They have like online matchmatching for it, and people are like very enthusiastic about like just
Yeah, and they
logging
like
on and queuing
type
up
in the
a couple-
chat.
Yeah, like
yeah,
like the game
they
itself
type
is
in
just
it.
like it feels like at that point it's just where's the fun aspect of it? Like you're supposed to be playing with friends, maybe have a couple drinks. Like those are the moments where I've like relatively enjoyed it. But then when you play like 2 or 3 games with a group of friends, and you're like, okay, well,
Yeah, I'm done.
it's
yeah.
the same. It's the same
I'm
game.
done.
Can we swap maps or something? Like, oh, never mind. That's the same shit too. Like, I mean, it's unfortunately it is kind of that's why I personally don't enjoy it. But I see why it's successful, and
It's just,
more power
I
to
mean,
'em.
man, like the more people that can get your hands on your product, the more likely your product is to be successful, right?
It's very
someone like
accessible, yeah.
someone like Austin, or, all three of us have incredibly, nice PCs, talking thousands of dollars. because we're fortunate enough to be able to invest in our own hobbies, but not everyone is able to do that. So
Yeah,
like,
no, like it's really cool for people who like. I mean, that's why like I don't really get so pissy at Fortnite because like if kids like Fortnite,
if they have fun,
then
man,
fucking
go
let them
for
play
it.
Fortnite. I mean, I mean,
Yeah,
it was like one of the biggest collaborations for the platform ever with like
Marvel,
Yeah.
when Marvel, Travis Scott, and fucking
Yeah, that game was
Travis
like
Scott do like a concert or some shit.
yeah,
yeah, like he literally
Marshmallow did as well though.
Marshmallow did a
Yeah.
concert.
Drake did a when
Drake,
Drake did that
yeah, I mean,
collaboration with
Yeah.
Ninja. I mean, like it's
yeah,
huge.
like this is where we start to see like, and this is why gaming is becoming a huge, even bigger industry than it has been, because we're starting to see this connection between gaming and pop culture, and they're slowly tying together. I mean, I can tell you that when I was in middle school, I used to get made fucking fun of for being a gamer. I used to get made fun of, for playing fucking Call of Duty, 6 hours a day when I got home.
Hmm.
Now, dude, everybody and their fucking mom owns a console or they own a PC and they want to grind Rocket League, they want to grind COD, they want to you know what I'm saying? They all want
Yeah.
to be a streamer. And I think that while we can sit here and be like, "Well, Fortnite's fucking annoying. I get shit on by 12-year-olds." Dude, like it's big for our industry. It's big for our hobby.
Yeah, it
So
is good
like
for the hobby.
it's good. It's
I
healthy for
remember
it.
when I was in high school, I went to like a very small private Christian school where
Yeah.
I guess I don't know, I guess kids went home and got beat by rulers or something, but I went home and played video games. And I remember I went to a pre-release. My grandparents, like the greatest fucking people in the world, took me to the midnight release of Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and the fucking mall in our shitty ass capital, Tallahassee.
Yeah.
And we sat there for hours. It was like a Thursday night because COD's always released on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And they had to go to work the next day, but they fucking took me and we sat in line and they handed out pizza to the whole line. And it was like just a few people in line. It was nowhere near as big as like all
Yeah,
these people
man.
waiting but it was just a few people in line. And we were talking to the people next to us and they're handing out pizza and they did a free raffle. And I got a poster, which is actually this poster,
Yeah.
and a shirt, a Black Ops 2 shirt. And I wore that shirt to school and people were like, "You fucking play video games, yada yada yada." I'm like, "Fuck yeah. Don't
Dude.
you know that's for kids?" I'm like, "Whatever, dude. Fuck you, man."
Dude, midnight release parties, that's like unheard of now. What the hell happened to GameStop? Like
I don't even want to start on GameStop.
We're in a digital era now,
yeah,
brother.
yeah. Well, that's
Midnight
exactly what
release
pushed it out.
parties.
It's like
Midnight release parties were so great.
if
But
you
you know
think about
what?
it, we have lived through things like
A lot.
GameStop, maybe not you, but O'Reilly, but Blockbuster.
I lived through Blockbuster.
Yeah, I
remember
I lived through
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. Yeah. No, I remember Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
Used to go to that shit all the time when I was a little kid.
Right, like now
Movie
it's
gallery? Did y'all ever
movie
have a
gallery,
gallery?
Hollywood
Yeah.
Video.
I don't know
Remember when
about that.
remember when you walked in, that stupid fucking theme song, movie gallery? You don't know. Like a horrible.
If they had a game section, I was like immediately going there just to look at all of
Yeah.
this shit. Yeah,
All the games that
Well-
my mom wouldn't let me buy because they were rated M.
yeah.
This is for mature. It's
Dude,
like, let me
man,
buy
I
True Crime, you
remember-
bitch.
I remember when my mom and my dad had divorced, and my mom was a single mother, and like I had just gotten a PS3. Like, dude, so excited. Like, I used to play on a Wii on like a black and white TV, and I would like play Just Dance for like 6 hours a day.
You still do that, don't
It
lie.
just got. Oh yeah, all the time, man.
What a cutie.
But we just got a PS3. Oh shit, I have to buy a game. Like this is when disc games still super prevalent. We're going to the gas station. Boom, red box. Do you guys remember red boxes? They're still
Yeah.
a thing,
I
aren't
remember,
they?
yeah.
So I
Redbox
used
is
to-
big.
Yeah. It still is. It's still pretty prevalent. I'm pretty sure.
Especially here where
But
like there's not good
that's
internet
how I got my
access.
start on like Elder Scrolls. That's how I started playing Skyrim, was because I got Skyrim out of a red box. And it's like it's so crazy to think that like we've
You're so
gone
young.
from that. I was so young and I still am so young. But you know what I'm saying?
You just made me feel so old because I remember going into GameStop and watching people pre-order Skyrim.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
Dude.
but that's the thing is like we're only what like three and a half years apart. So it's like crazy how like these like small stepping stones feel like such a
Mhm.
long time, but they're so close together. And it really excites me to think like by the time I'm 30, in the next 10, 11 years, is VR gonna be,
Oh
is
yeah,
that
I
gonna- is
think
virtual
VR
reality
is.
gonna
I
be?
think it's moving in the right direction.
I mean, I own a VR.
Yeah,
Gavin
I don't
owns
like
a
VR,
VR.
so this
Yeah.
is y'all's topic. I don't like VR.
I think they need to get VR, which I think that like they're taking huge steps forward for progress. Like the Quest 2 just came out. Facebook acquired Oculus. Like there's gonna be a lot more money funneled into it. The technology's gonna get better, more accessible for people.
More accessible. It's very
Yeah,
expensive
I
right
think
now.
but I seriously like my experiences with VR, it started off kind of skeptical, like most people, but then I was just like, dude, what the hell? Like, once it gets to a point where it's normalized for like groups of friends or like just like random people online to be like coming together for in VR and stuff, like all the titles that are gonna come out are gonna be really cool for it. I think that's definitely the next step for gaming. I think that we've gotten to a point where no matter how pretty the game looks, like like it's not that you need another level of interactive like gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. When it gets down to it, people play video games because it releases chemicals in their brain. So what happens when those chemicals aren't released as much? Because we've seen Cyberpunk, we've seen
Yeah,
Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You know what I'm saying? Like we've seen all these games. What's the next thing? Like
people
what's
get
the next level
desensitized.
of immersion? Yeah, well, I think that's one thing, and they also just want that next level of immersion.
Hmm.
Hey Riley,
And like, what's
I got
up?
a random ass question for you.
Okay.
So, I'm sure most of your community wants to know now that you are on a podcast if this is the medium in which you intend to lob ass.
I hate you, man. Come on.
Yeah, so
No,
yeah.
I do not.
No, no, okay.
I do not.
Well,
No, I don't. It's
okay.
like,
Reporting here first.
For any possible
no,
boomers that are listening, lob ass is what the kids are.
it's what the kids are saying
It's what the kids are
nowadays.
saying. Yeah,
It's a meme in Riley's community. I'm sure a lot of people will
Yeah.
smile when they hear that.
yeah.
See, my
It basically just means to shake your ass like a whore, like a dirty, filthy
maybe,
whore.
but here's the thing, man. Maybe I should do a virtual reality stream,
I think you
and
should.
then maybe I mean I don't know, man. My
You
my
could lob.
family eats virtual reality up. I mean, I know my family's gonna be listening to this, and we God, what's the game called? There's like this like super simple like bow and arrow game in VR where it's like, I mean, it comes free with the damn thing, and you just like sit on top of a castle, and you pull the arrows back, and you like shoot these like little like fake, like fake little cartoon characters. But like, dude, like my mom can't even sit at a PlayStation and play Call of Duty for 10 minutes, but she's on that thing for like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
So like, it's
Well, I
so
remember when the
awesome.
Wii came out, like people who like didn't play video games, my whole
Oh
family would get
yeah,
around the
Yeah.
Wii and like play bowling. We had like
Yeah.
three
yeah,
different
and just
bowling
like,
games and all of them sucked, but we just played it for hours because that was like and golf.
Yeah, I miss the
yeah,
Sports was a
Wii.
shit.
You know
Yeah.
what's a game franchise that I miss as well that has just not translated into like newer consoles and stuff. Guitar Hero.
that was a great game. My
We got
family, we used to
dude.
have 8 guitars, man.
Like we
We're not
had
talking
a
about no off-brand rock band shit. We're talking about like authentic Guitar Hero.
Yeah, I
yeah.
know. I played Guitar Hero,
We
man.
had
I know.
a Guitar Hero World Tour for the Wii. Dude.
Yes, bro, that shit
Oh
was
We
my
so
didn't even have it for
good.
Wii.
goodness.
We had it for the PS2,
I had
the
World
PS1.
Tour, the Aerosmith one, the Legends of Rock one.
Yep. Yeah,
Wow, that was a great game, man. And it's crazy to think that like that at one point was entertaining to us. Like you can't tell me right now we would be able
oh,
to go back.
bro, I play the shit out of Guitar Hero right now. What are you talking about?
You're being a
Bro,
nostalgic freak. There's
no.
no way.
Well, I mean,
You would do it for
Austin
like
knows.
you would do it for like 30 minutes, and then
Dude,
you'd be like,
no,
nah.
I'd play the hell out of Guitar Hero. Like, Austin knows I'm a sucker for old. I still go back and play old games from like 2005, like Jade Empire. I'll literally like sit through all the fucking like files and like sift through everything, make sure all the bugs are like fixed, and I've downloaded scripts that fix this issue and that, just so that I can relive like playing that game again. Like,
Couldn't be me.
yeah. Well, you're a stickler for graphics, right?
I am, dude. Like, there's no way. Like, I look
Me
back at the
too,
games I
man.
used to play. Like for example, like Halo Combat Evolved is like one of the very first games that I ever really played a lot because I had an Xbox, but my dad's friend's Xbox got hit by lightning, so he gave me all those games, and it was like a bunch of shitty like
Hell yeah, dude.
NFL and Madden games, like, but also Halo came with it. and I would split screen Halo all the time with one of my close friends. And I remember like we got scared when the flood.
Screen cheating.
We got scared when the flood showed up when we were
Oh
co-oping
yeah.
the campaign because we were so fucking young, and we didn't play the game for like 6 months, and then we came back and beat it. But
That's
like
funny,
going
man.
back and looking at it now, it's like this looks like shit. There's
I
no
remember
way I could
playing
play
that
this.
like the starting missions or whenever you wake up out of that pod thing, you're like going through the ship, it's being attacked by the Covenant, and you're like going through these, you're like crouch walking through these like vents and stuff on the ship and with your
Yeah.
pistol and the flashlight, and you're just like where are
I would
where are these aliens?
I would call out with my friend, and like you go into the cockpit while the Marines are, and if you like start shooting the Marines in there out of their little pods, and like everybody gets mad and start trying to kill you. So we get like halfway through the mission to where we get to there, and then I'd just start shooting all of our Marines, and my friend would be like, "What the fuck, man?" It's like I want to beat this level.
That's another thing that's not really prevalent in gaming anymore, is just like couch co-op or like split screen. It seems like, you know what I mean?
Oh man, I used to do split screen 1v1s on Modern Warfare 2 Rust with my sister. And I swear to God, you would like kill them and be like, you fucking screen cheater, you
Is
fucking.
she
And it's like,
was she good at it?
no, she was dog. She was absolute dog shit. I mean, like,
She was a credit.
she was really bad,
Yeah.
really really bad. But no, you're right, dude. Like split screen, what? Like who does that anymore? Like I feel like now, like, when's the last time you went over to someone's house and played console with them?
I'm well from I can't, probably not y'all, but I've done it in the past like 2 months, maybe 3 months.
It's been about 5 years for me.
Yeah.
No, especially because when you see things like the
I just
like the
hate
Switch
controllers.
being able to like do local co-op and stuff like that, it's like I don't know. There's no reason for me to split screen. It's
Yeah,
Right.
the split screen fucks up the resolution of the screen. You're just like,
Yeah, it
I'm like,
looks.
Yeah, and it's like it turns it into like the aspect ratio is like this, like
oh
you're
my
like
goodness,
looking at
dude.
like
It's very disorienting. I mean, for me now, just even holding a controller for like a PlayStation or an Xbox is just like trying to learn.
get this thing out of my hands.
Yeah, I'm trying to like relearn how to walk or something. I just
Yeah,
feel
disgusting.
I feel slightly autistic every time I hold a controller now. It's,
Yeah.
it's not a fun experience. I don't recommend it. And if you're a console player out there, I don't know, man, get better. I'll tell you.
Get one of those. What were those games called? Like the Zims or whatever that everybody used to use in
Oh yeah,
game
the
battles. Yeah.
Zims, they were like they were adapter keyboards that you could plug into your console, and they had like a weird delay time, but these kids would just be like swiping on you left and right.
It's like, oh, I
Would
wonder
get
if they're
so
playing on
mad.
controller or not. Yeah, man,
So-
but you can never prove it. So
but
it's
but
like,
now all the PC and like keyboard and mouse players are like pissed off at controller players being like better, having an advantage because of aim assist.
Bro, those people. I got like so I play Cold War. I play the new Call of Duty, and I heard somebody complaining about in my lobby. They're like, "It's so easy to play on controller. You have aim assist." I'm like, "Bro, you have a fucking keyboard and mouse. Like, what are you complaining about? Like, shut up."
Yeah,
but I think this is the time to bring up an interesting topic, which was recently discovered, which is that there's a big argument about skill-based matchmaking going on right now in multiplayer games. So that in itself is a big argument, and whether or not it's like should be a thing. On top of that, it's been recently discovered that like the Call of Duty franchise actually owns a patent for skill-based matchmaking, where if you're underperforming in a match, they can actually like boost your weapon's accuracy, boost your character's movement speed, boost your gun's damage. So it's like skill-based matchmaking is going beyond this point of like controller kid shits on PC kid. To now it's to the point where like this kid's died 7 times in a row. We're gonna make his gun more accurate, so he gets like a 2 or a 3 kill streak, and he's like he's like sucked in now. So it's like getting to the point now where it's like, dude, this shit isn't even competitive anymore. It's literally all about how these like game developers can like keep their players sucked in and like make the, what do you guys think? Like, do you think that's ethical? Like, do you think ethical is like a very severe word?
I don't really give a shit. I don't play Call of Duty like that anymore. I think skill-based matchmaking has its place in like a ranked setting or something for like a specified game mode where there's like tiers where you could like climb up and like that type of shit. But the patent, like that whole thing, yeah, fuck that. That's a terrible implementation into the product. Like they should never put that in there.
Call of Duty pubs are not fun anymore. Like they just
they're
aren't.
not.
So like
It's
in
just
Ghost, in Ghost, I had like a 5 KD. Now it's like hard to get a 2 because every game I get into is MLG Columbus, Like
Oh
it's
yeah, you got
Right,
people
yeah.
like doing lines of coke
And
when
they,
down
yeah,
in
these
yeah.
guys are
G fuel.
snorting G Fuel like it's
Yeah.
they
ridiculous.
just like
but-
literally like take like 6 shots of fucking Everclear and then they just go play some COD and their fucking hearts racing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking
But,
stupid, man.
I mean,
It's like not even enjoyable anymore.
we also got to realize though that like 80% of the player base is like absolute dog shit players. So if you want to keep those people buying your game,
Right? Yeah.
like
You
you gotta
yeah
you
make
know,
them feel like they're
whatever.
somewhat decent.
Which it just sucks because like I feel like back in the day you would like try really really hard to get better at the game so you could shit on people and that was your reward is like you being able to shit on people and now like you're punished for being better like you might as well just play like shit so you can have one game where you shit on
Right?
people
Like you
because
might
like
as
now
well
the
just
better
like play all lean back.
yeah
Just
because
like
like
not
now
even
the
give a
better you
shit.
get it just keep the same score like you're always going to be the same player because it will always keep you in a bracket in which you perform the
Right.
same you never get better.
Right.
So it's just I don't know, it's kind of shitty. It doesn't feel as good. It's not as fun. Like I remember I used to play MW3 for like hours and hours and hours and you know, but I just don't have that same and
Yeah,
that's I think
skill-based
that's a big reason.
matchmaking just
Yeah.
does not need to be in a casual setting. Yeah. You got people, you got like middling aged men logging on after work, just they're trying to get a
After
break
the
from
9
their
to 5.
yeah they're trying to catch a break from their fucking toddler screaming in the background, like they're just getting like absolutely shat on by some
By some
16
like 12-year-old.
yeah some 16-year-old kid who's stealing his mother's Adderall.
I was about to say, yeah, that's fucking grandparents to buy him like a $300 headset so he can hear your footsteps.
Yeah, it's
That was me.
wild. Like the things that we prioritize, like when we were playing like competitive Call of Duty and stuff, like or we thought we were like the shit, and we are like, I just got this new headset. I could literally hear this kid walking like on
The
the other side of the map.
Astros, yeah, the Astros. Like your favorite content creator, like told you to buy Astros, so you bought them, and
And
you got
we
You
used
had
their
that
shit.
garbage ass mic.
Yeah, we
Mhm.
use their creator code to get like a slight discount off it.
Like a
that's how
2% discount, and we were
yeah.
like so convinced that we had just like finessed the fuck out of whatever company it was, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it wasn't our money. That'll do it every time, dude.
Straight
It always
up,
seems like
man,
a deal
straight
when
up.
you're spending out of somebody else's pocket.
There is one thing I also do want to talk about, and this is more prevalent for someone like me who is a content creator. And I'm sure you guys are aware of this, and a lot of viewers are aware of this. But Twitch has just announced that within the next month, it is against their terms of service, and you can be banned for using the word simp, incel, and virgin. Are there any thoughts on this?
Ayo, Twitch can go fuck themselves. That's the stupidest. I think that in itself is
Most
stupid.
stupid.
Yeah, most stupid. Yeah, idiot savant moment right there.
It's the
That is. Let's just use the universal term. That's the most retarded fucking thing I've ever like seen. Like I thought it was stupid whenever they banned the use of the tag blind playthrough. I could see how it's like somewhat ableist or whatever, but at the same time, it's like
I mean, I guess
Like
it
they're
is
not gonna be
ableist.
able to read it. Like how's
yeah, like, yeah,
somebody gonna tell them?
yeah, bro. Like you think of
Gonna tell
somebody who's like literally like visually impaired is gonna be watching a fucking blind playthrough of like Doom Eternal? like no, like they're trying to find a glass to get some water. Like they don't
I
got
like
time.
the music. I like the music.
Yeah, the music's cool.
Right.
I don't
I don't
yeah,
know.
Yeah, the music's
Here's
cool,
the
but I don't
thing,
really appreciate
like-
the fact that this guy's using blind playthrough.
Okay, hold on. Because I think that one, it's Twitch's right to do so. I think we're all familiar with that.
Absolutely, yeah,
I mean,
It is
sure, yeah.
absolutely, and I respect their right to do that.
yeah.
But at the same time,
They need to respect our right to call them
No.
fucking idiots.
we as Twitch viewers also have the right to question the validity of banning such terms, right? Because if you're banning something like a racial slur, that's different, right? Because you can call a kid the hard R, and if you get banned for that, there's no word that is, like there might be some words that are like almost as bad, but like you're narrowing it down to the horrible language that people can use, right?
So
Yeah.
But
like
when
I
you
guess
ban
these,
something, okay, well, hold on. When you ban something like incel or virgin, like I can just call you a fucking, I don't know, like an abstaining weirdo. You know what I'm saying? Like,
whoa,
Like,
whoa,
whoa.
oh my gosh, dude.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, does that
I
make
think-
I don't know.
I think like the big problems is like first of all, like this really shows that Twitch knows its base. That's number one. A bunch of fucking incels,
You think-
virgins. Number two is like, why would you ban that before you ban like retard?
Yeah.
That's
Like,
what I was wondering.
You have people like XQC like running around like calling his chat like a bunch of retards, and it's like that seems like incredibly more offensive than like calling them virgins.
Right. But I think the thing is though, is it's like
It's a personal attack. Like a lot of these people really are virgins. They're giving a large portion of their paychecks to female streamers
So
to say their name. Like, I mean, like the words are there for a reason. like
if you're in a streamer's chat, male or female, because I don't think that this applies to just females, by the way. If you are in a streamer's chat and you are like saying shit that is like socially unacceptable, like if you were to say this to a person in real life, they would like call the fucking cops on you. Like for example, I've seen shit like, well, like you're so beautiful, baby, like give me a chance, like I'm gonna find you and go take you out on a date and pick you, you know what I'm saying? Like
there needs to be a word that we could call them to put them in their place for being a fucking simp or like a fucking weirdo, you know what I mean? You gotta call.
What is Phase Simp gonna do?
I feel like, all right, yeah.
Yeah, his name's Phase
but
Simp.
what's
What
the
fuck's he gonna do?
effectiveness of banning these words?
I don't think it's
like,
effective
oh no,
at all. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I think
okay,
it's, I
so
think it's
here's
pretty
another
dumb.
thing. Do you guys think that it's just a publicity stunt?
No.
You don't think so?
Why? Who does this win good favor with?
No, I think
Okay,
they're literally just.
Have you heard one person say that they're happy that those 3 words got banned?
Yes, well, not heard, but if you look on Twitter, like the thread below it of like people ranting and like bitching about the fact that like they're like this is an attack on freedom of speech, like that type of thing. There's always gonna be
Well, they're
Those people are
stupid.
idiots.
Yeah.
Those people are idiots. I mean,
but-
that's just like the president, saying that his free speech is being taken away because, like, you're choosing to be on that platform.
Yeah, yeah.
You can leave at any time you want.
Yeah, but regardless, they're still gonna be. I'm just using that as an example for like you'll see it on Twitter threads of people that are like genuinely like they're glad that like people were genuinely like pumped the fuck up whenever blind playthrough got removed. They're like, I'm so glad that that's
right,
off the platform. Like
I
really?
think that the perspective.
Are you
they're
really that
taking
glad?
Well,
Did
okay,
that just
so yeah,
change
like,
your life?
That's a great question. I don't think that it's more so like they were like, I can't go on Twitch until this ableist thing is removed. I think it's more so like, wow, that's a nice thing that they did. It doesn't affect me. I don't care. I don't care if it says blind playthrough or what are they calling it now? New play.
I don't know. Maybe visually impaired playthrough. I don't know.
It's not blind playthrough. It's like it's politically correct. But like,
what would be the political?
Me.
What would be the political correct usage of
fresh
that?
playthrough? Fresh playthrough.
First playthrough.
No knowledge playthrough.
Yeah, like
first playthrough. No knowledge. Did you say no knowledge playthrough?
Incapable of seeing the game playthrough would be a good one.
Have not seen the game before, played the game playthrough. Like, I don't know. Like it doesn't affect me. I don't care. But I do think that this affects me because I call my fucking chat virgins all the fucking time. I tell kids in my games that they are fucking virgins.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is this like really considered an insult at this point? You know what I'm saying?
Know. Like I said, I think you should ban things like retard and Mongols first. Like
I think
Mongols.
it's objectively an insult, but I just don't think that I don't think people need to be so sensitive to it. You know what I mean? I guess it's like
I suppose
that's a hard idea to convey, but like if you think about
it is, but it's not that easy, right? Because like it doesn't matter if you don't fucking care about it. Someone else, might care. But Austin makes a great point. Why the hell is the word incel, which literally means incelibate, which just means you don't have sex? How is that banned when there are words like retard, for example, which like obviously I don't take offense to that word. I don't say it on my stream because I respect the fact that there might be some people in my stream. I don't say it on stream.
I think you've said it a couple times.
Maybe like in like my first week of streaming.
Well, what do you think? What do you think about the word mongoloid?
So that's like another one of those words that it's like when people use these words, I don't think they mean like when you're calling someone a retard, for example.
Yeah.
I don't think you're doing that with the intent of being like, you like mentally handicapped people are like, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're not meaning it to like say what they're trying to say.
Oh, so I absolutely am.
Well, I think
Well, that
I
doesn't
think
that
you
doesn't make it any less hurtful.
I don't really.
It's like
well, right. I agree. I agree.
I don't
that's
really
why like
use that.
people had to stop using the F-bomb because it's like,
I don't really
you
like.
know,
I don't insult people online anymore. But when I do, I genuinely, I'm like, if I like, I don't use the. I don't use retard or like that type of thing. Like whenever we're playing Smite or something, I just generally like most of the time I just don't respond, or I don't type or say anything to them. But if I call you a retard, it's because I think you're fucking mentally handicapped. Like there's something wrong with you. You know what I mean?
Right, but like, do you think it's the right of the mentally handicapped to care that you just said that?
Oh, I don't.
I
No,
think probably.
I
So
mean,
like, this is
I don't.
this is how we draw a line, right? So it's like, at one point, does your free speech invoke harm on other people? And it doesn't
That's
matter
not the
if you think
question. That's not the
that's
question at all.
definitely the question.
No, it's because this isn't a public forum. The question is when does your free speech impact Twitch's profit motive?
Yeah,
That's the line we're drawing. We don't give a. This isn't a public
So
forum.
you're saying that you think that they're doing this because they make a lot of money off Simpson virgins?
Well, like maybe that, but
probably.
also because like the reason like Twitch bans certain words is because like it's hard to get advertisers if you have streamers running around saying
Yeah,
like the N word all the time. Like you can't get advertisers that way, which is why you also have alternative streaming platforms like all of the like I don't like for example, Twitch has like Hassan, which is very brand friendly, and like AOC streams, and then like Destiny just got unpartnered because he's like not as brand friendly, and then on the far right you have people using it that what I don't know what it's called, but it's some alternative streaming platform where they can just like say all the fucking racial slurs they want to make their ridiculous alt-right talking points. Like the difference is that like you just can't get advertised. Like YouTube did the same thing. That's why YouTube censors so much content. It's like you can't say like these horrible things because like you know fucking Pampers doesn't want to put their advertisement or Doritos or whoever doesn't want to put their advertisement in front of fucking PewDiePie when he's about to get on stream and like blast every black person who's
Right.
watching it. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. It's not.
So like, if you were a company right now, you would care if someone you're advertising called someone a simp.
No. Me as a company, I wouldn't care. I would care what my advertisers say. So if
yeah.
Doritos were to come to me and
Right.
was like,
That's but what I'm
"Hey,
saying is like, if you were Doritos, do you really think you would care if you're
I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
streaming?
know.
yeah.
I don't have the level of marketing research that they have,
I would
but
say so. Like if you look at it from like a non-gamer point of view, or like somebody who's like an avid user on Twitch, they're probably gonna look at those words like being used as insults towards people, like as definitely
yeah,
non-inclusive, not friendly. Like it just like definitely shouldn't be associated with any partner of a sponsor or anything like that. I mean, it definitely makes sense at why they would do it. To appeal to sponsors or like a small portion of the community
Yeah,
that
I get
is
that.
against that. Like without a doubt, it's not a bad decision, but I still think it's like relatively stupid. Like
yeah.
the
Like
next
from our
within a
perspective, it's
week,
pretty dumb.
yeah, within a week, there's just gonna be another word that's just gonna come up, and people are gonna start calling each other that.
Also, you got to realize like there's things that are against Twitch TOS that are much more benign than like calling somebody like a slur. Like for example, like you can't show like nipples on stream, right? From like video games or something like that. That's all against TOS because advertisers don't want to put their advertisements in front of like Lydia from The Witcher or whatever the hell their name is, like getting railed by Geralt. And
Right.
you can't, there's tons of copyrighted
Well,
music's a big one right now.
you could show nudity within a game
If
though.
you put it in your title, if you put it in
Yeah,
your title, nudity
Yeah.
warning.
yeah.
So like, I remember I clicked on a Cyberpunk stream and
Some dude's
they
dick
didn't
was
have
just
nudity
flopping.
warning in their shit, and I just saw some bare naked titties, dog. Like, that ain't good for the platform. You know what I'm
No.
saying?
So, I feel like from a
I agree
user
with you though. As
perspective,
soon as it started affecting your profits, that's when shit starts to get
Does
real.
it
yeah,
really
from a
have to be
user
in the title
perspective, it
though?
feels weird.
Yes, it does. Like all the people doing
You
Cyberpunk
can't just like
playthroughs.
you can't just like designate your stream as like a intended for mature audience or whatever.
No, that has more to do with like language.
Well,
Uh,
also like, but if you and 10-year thing for a mature audience on YouTube, you get less ads, get less profitable ads because there's like batches of ads, right? So like on YouTube, the way it
Yeah.
works is you have like lower, like smaller companies who pay less in ad revenue, and then you have like Doritos and Bounty and Mountain Dew who pay like a fuck ton of money in advertisement revenue. But like these people also don't want to put, if like you're saying fuck every 5 seconds in your video, like Doritos not gonna slap their seal of approval on that. They want to maintain like a very friendly image.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Well, we've been going for just shy of an hour now, 59 minutes or so. Do you guys want to talk about anything else in the first episode, or do you want to start wrapping it up?
I think
I
I'm
don't
okay.
really think there's.
We made it
Yeah, I
through
don't
the
think there's,
entire
like, really
episode without
anything-
talking about anything Smite related, and that's probably taking up the
Yeah,
bulk of
that's
our
kind of a
time.
big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the people listening
I-
will probably be Smite players for the first couple episodes.
But like to finish on like what we were just talking about, I don't think that Twitch will ever reach that point that you were talking about, Gavin, where it's like every week there's a new, that's a slippery. That's what do they call that? The slippery slope.
Fallacy?
Slippery slope.
I think it will,
Yeah, the
though,
slippery slope fallacy.
because that's like
Nah, I
that's the
disagree.
nature of the internet. Like you prohibit the internet from doing a certain thing, and they're gonna find loopholes around it just to get under the skin of the company
Right,
or
but
the platform.
But I think that a slippery slope fallacy is like always going to be something that's just thrown into the air. Like, oh wow, they banned simp. What's next? Are they going to ban the word shit? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I guess we'll see, right?
We will see.
I mean, shit. I guess we'll never know. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, we're never gonna fucking know. But regardless, we're still gonna fucking watch Twitch. I'm still gonna stream on Twitch. I need to make money. So like,
I already don't really watch Twitch. I pretty much only watch you to show my support, and Gavin.
and
Other than
Gavin,
that, I don't really watch
yeah.
Twitch that
You're
much.
Gavin's number one fan. One
I am.
viewer.
I'm trying
you
to help
and,
out the
Sh-
homies, dude.
You and Nightbot.
I'm trying to boost y'all up so that whenever I get good enough internet to stream, I can steal all your clout.
Yeah.
there you
I don't
go.
think you're stealing shit, bro. I'm
All right.
sorry.
All right.
What game would you stream that would appeal to Riley's viewers? Because the thing about Smite viewers is that they literally only watch Smite.
Yeah, there's no way. Well, I wouldn't. It's okay. Riley can keep his community.
He's a very friendly community.
I actually
He
do have a
does.
really cool
I do like his
They're-
community.
They're pretty cool. They're pretty
They
fucking
also
cool.
show a lot of support. Like whenever Riley like raids somebody, they're like really nice in other people's chats. Like they raid, like he raided 2 Point the other night, and they were all like very supportive in his chat. So they are very
Yeah.
nice. But I mean, they're not like I'm not really part of that community. I don't play Smite or anything, so it's
Right, yeah.
hard for me to be in the same headspace as them.
But yeah, like I said though, I don't really think it's not really a big concern for me. And honestly, out of all of us, that should concern me the most. So the fact that it doesn't really concern me that much, I mean, like, dude, I've been filtering myself my whole entire fucking life. When you're in high school, you can't just walk around being like, fuck, shit, ass, fuck, fuck. You know what I'm saying? So like, me not being able to say simp and fucking virgin and shit on stream, like, dude, I don't care, man.
Yeah, it's not gonna have a huge impact on you. I think it's just like the nature of it. It just seems so ridiculous, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really just don't care about the
Especially
nature as
when
long as
they
fucking
haven't
pay me.
banned harsher things.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Banned
not.
harsher.
I
Now,
personally,
that's the part that
yeah.
doesn't make sense to me.
I personally
Mm-hmm.
don't like. I don't really care if they what they ban. I'm always just gonna. I'm gonna try and
Speculate.
find. Yeah, I'm just gonna analyze stuff and like try to find humor
Yeah.
in it, because I mean it is kind of like comical that they would go out of their way to ban that type of stuff, because it's just very prevalent.
Before they
on the
banned
site.
like tard and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
because retard is still like very common.
I mean, XQC
Yeah.
uses
Among the
it. He's, like, one of
vocabulary,
biggest
yeah.
streamers.
Well, I mean, I remember I was watching one Soda Poppin stream, and he called someone a retard in game, and he got a donation that was like, "Can you please stop saying that word? It's offensive to me."
And then he called him a retard.
He was like, "That was the most retarded donation I've ever seen in my life."
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all that.
You know what I'm
That's,
saying?
but that's
Like,
fucking hilarious, dude. Like, I don't know. Maybe like, I don't know. I think it's funny. Maybe I'm a shitty person for that, but I don't know. I think I try to find humor in absolutely everything, no matter how messed up it is. That's in 5 years, I probably will have literally 0% chance of landing a job anywhere. So that's just the nature of it. That's how it goes. I do think that's a good place to stop for the first episode, though. That's a good stopping point. You guys agree?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright.
I think we're gonna do one of these every week. So probably whenever this is posted, you should expect one in another week.
Yep.
All the socials down in the description below. Twitter, Facebook, Spotify, TikTok.
etc. Everything.
Absolutely everything. Yep.
We everywhere. We are everywhere.
100%.
We are Legion.
Yeah, we are Legion. We are Idiot Savants. Thank you for watching. Well, I'm gonna insert the cliche. Drop a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Comment. Tell us what kind of things you'd want us to talk about. Give us some suggestions.
Ask us questions in the comments.
Yeah.
If there's
Yeah,
any
we
good
will-
ones, we'll answer them in the next episode.
Yeah, we will answer them. Yeah, for sure. That's something we can do.
100%. If it's not a troubling request, please follow us on our social medias. Keep up with when the episodes are being posted. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for dropping by.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you.
See ya.